Hello, children. I know that you are very curious about sex and sexuality, nearly as much as you would be about dragons and dinosaurs. The term sex and sexuality carries a lot of taboo with parents of the children, as at home and school in presence of your teachers and authorities. Sex education can be loosely defined as a program offering information on sexuality and contraception. However, comprehensive sex education teaches so much more than just pregnancy and sexually transmitted infection and diseases. It teaches age appropriate lessons about our body, awareness of our body changes, puberty, relationship skills, communication skills, prevention of violence, and decision making, self acceptance, and sexual orientation and gender information. In schools, there is a complete lack of dialogue around sexual education. Why is it so? Basically, because in India, we consider sex education as a taboo. We should grow out of this mentality and this mindset. Sex education outside the classroom is more dangerous than inside the classroom. It is with this acknowledgement, the growing child sex abuse, sex education is being given importance these days and should be taken up in the schools in a very methodical and very comprehensive manner. In reality, most sex education occurs outside the classroom. It is also with the government of India has initiated adolescent education program in 2007. However, although this program covers issues as like body image, violence and abuse, gender and sexuality and STIs, substance abuse, especially drugs and unhealthy attitudes, the notion of consent and attraction was neither introduced nor incorporated in this program. What the schools need to do, we need to understand that there has been a constant claim that the incorporation of sex education will increase risky behavior amongst the adolescents and the young students. It has been viewed that excessive openness towards simply knowing about the same sex relationships, especially when these relationships are presented in a positive way, can make a child more likely to become a homosexual. I actually do not agree with this concept. Awareness in the right manner, awareness about the right things will definitely not mislead you in your thinking and in your concepts. Some girls experience menstruation at the age of 9. Therefore, the parents need to understand that the child experiences sexual development as she grows up. This warrants the need for sexual awareness right at school, where her age should not be considered too young. There are many instances that when a girl of 8 or a girl of 7 suddenly has menstruation in the middle of her school period, and she is so upset that she goes into the bathroom and cries for hours and hours because she thinks she's got hurt, because she thinks that something abnormal is happening with her, because her parents have not bothered to teach her, neither her school has told her that something like this is very normal and will occur in each and every girl's life. So therein lies the education of sexual awareness. The curriculum of sex and sexuality education is essential for students to be sensitized at a very young age. This is also important to be taken into account that the content of must be contextually relevant and age appropriate. The unreliable sources of information on these topics is extremely harmful coming this day and age coming this day and age of excessive exposure to the internet. The school based sex education that promoted refusal skills was an independent protective factor in preventing sexual assault, and also authors further hypothesize that the preschool comprehensive sexuality education, including skill based training in refusing unwanted sex, may be effective strategy for preventing sexual assault in any girl or a boy for that matter. On one hand, though parents can be excellent sources of education to their child, not all parents are skilled enough to impart such sensitive knowledge. Sometimes the child may find it difficult to be open with their parents on such issues. Therefore, it is very, very important that the teachers take up this part of education, and the teachers themselves should be trained. The teachers should be made to attend workshops on how to go about this sexual education. What should be the sexual education in a, say, for example, a child studying in class 7, and what should be sexual education for another child studying in class 10 or maybe 12. So there needs to be a difference in the amount which is told and the manner in which it is told, so that the child grows up with evolving sexuality knowledge. That is very important. So we need to understand that sex education does not in any way promote having sex, and it should be realized by parents. They can have open dialogues at home. Teachers, like we earlier used to have social science classes, should have a class maybe in a week or so, so that they can tell the children and create awareness in those children regarding sex and sex education. So I conclude with this, that my personal opinion, and of course what I have done on all research, we should encourage sexual education in schools, and teachers should take this up in a very, very big way. Thank you so much.